I have to create a poll. Create poll. Mhm. I'm creating the poll. Stand by. Let's see. Round 3. Here we go. All right, little by little, getting things accomplished. We got to add something to the store because there's nothing in the store. Need a plug for the laptop. Plug for the laptop. Here we go. Looks like my computer of 20 years has finally crapped the bed. It looks like it's over. There's a part of my brain, the lizard brain, that doesn't want to let it go and wants to take it to the computer repair to see if it's fixable. Or I could just move to the iPad 100%. That's probably the best way for me to go. I recognize that. Move into the future. All right, so I got to add some stuff to the store for you guys to look through. $623 products. And here they come, popping up. What's up, man? Palook's in the house. There we go. Oof. Laptop, whatnot. Crap in the bed already. Black screen for about 30 seconds. Then the camera kicks in. That's not portending good thing. Palooks, who did you vote for? Ainge, who did you vote for? What's up? Calbo, what's up? Ainge voted for 4. I forgot what started this one. That might have been just me messing around. Venom doing his most muscular, working on those veins, all that vein action, muscle, sinew. Daredevil, classic red costume, Daredevil headshot, Spidey, and a lot of his villains, and the Joker with the Joker utility belt, um, the anti-bats utility belt. This is Miss Mayhem's piece. This is I think he goes by 5D in the room. In the chat, it's 5D's piece. I forget who took this one. Is that you, Palooks? Maybe Johnny Pez. And this one is still available. You can find it in the bin. Let me see if I can truly find it. Make sure it's there. It's always good to. Yep, there it is. Daredevil head sketch 000. It's in the auction, and it's also item 215 in the bin. Buy that one today, and you'll be part of the Sketch Madness round. That would be a cool thing. A cool claim to fame. There aren't many pieces in the Sketch Madness contest that aren't already gone. That that don't have homes already, but there are a few. This is one. Let's see. I gotta. I'm gonna wake up first of all. Oh, look what I got. Should I draw on this one? Oh, how wild is this? Marvel Team Up. This is actually an Image comic. Wow, Marvel is really spreading the love, aren't they? Has anybody read this yet? Is it any good? There's your boy. Not my favorite spider symbol. Art by Cory Walker, the co-creator of Invincible, right? What is this? This is a facsimile edition. I wonder what year it originally came out. That's interesting. Look at the chat. Holy cow, a lot of chatter. Chatter, chatter, chatter. What's up, Ain? Says Palooks. Ain says 4. Number 4. Palooks says I like 3. Flames. Palooks says you guys see the new Spidey trailer. I just saw it like an hour before I came on here. I like it. I don't understand why nobody I don't understand why nobody knows who he is. Hello, Miss Mayhem. Number 4 is yours, right? I don't like the art in that book. In this book, yeah, Cory Walker has a very reduced style, like not a lot of detail, mostly just line work, no lighting. So I imagine it's an acquired taste. But he does get Spidey's. He does drift towards Spidey. Spidey should have a chin. The pointed chin is what gets me. I don't know. I like. It's important for me that my Batman and my Spider-Man have wide chins because that's how they were originally drawn. So I can see how you would not be the biggest fan of Cory's work because it's very simple, like very um, minimal. Minimal is the word I'm looking for. I feel it's lacking a bit to be honest. Yeah, I have to read the story too, to be fair. Did you like have you read the early Invincibles? That was Corey's, that's how I first became aware of Corey's work. He co-created, Invincible, and I think he did the first 6 issues or something like that. Miss Mayhem number 4 is yours, right? Miss Mayhem says, "Yes, it is, but I doubt it'll win. LOL. Ainge 21. I voted for it." Ainge voted for it across my social media platforms. So he's definitely patting the ballot box for the Joker. Miss Mayo says, "Thank you." I like the Joker piece because it is conceptual. It has there's a little story there with his anti-Batman utility belt. The rest are just kind of just drawings, not as high concept as the Joker. So, but I'm not sure I like one better over the other. I love Daredevil. I'm a huge Daredevil fan. I'm frankly surprised that this piece hasn't sold in the bin. And this one here, I don't want to talk too much about because everyone loves it. Um, I love all the characters that are in the background and stuff. And I still remember being on the stream and like adding 2 or 3 characters each week just to bump it up. I have I have a problem with the anatomy of this area here. It's not wrong, but it's not as dynamic I would like it to be. And I'm totally digging on all the veins and the viscosity of his anatomy on that one. So I can go I can go either way. They're all my babies, so good luck to everybody. This is the only one that I think is conceptual though, like telling a story. This one is I guess it's conceptual in that it's like, hey, Spidey with all his villains, but um, it didn't start that way. You know, this one started that way. Spider-Man and Daredevil are my favorites. Who did you vote for, Jersey? Ainge says, Miss Mayhem, is this the one you had graded? It is, Ainge. And I think you also had a Batman jammer, a Batman jam piece that was also graded. We'll see. We'll probably see the Batman jam piece in the color, the color contest. Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was gonna. Excuse me. I didn't get much sleep. Let's see. Oh man. Every once in a while, I go to for my inspiration. I go to this book, and this is a pretty cool book because it's called an illustrated screenplay. So you get a lot of shots, you know, a lot of widescreen shots from the movie Terminator 2, and it's cool to kind of study composition and things like that. And it's also cool for reference, like if you wanted to draw a cop. Excuse me, if you wanted to draw a motorcycle. It's cool for all the reference and the liquid metal. I have a character called the Liberator. He's the new Aquarius in the new Zodiacs. So he wears a liquid metal. I call it a second skin. So I would use this book for that kind of thing. I'm trying to come up with photo I can use for reference today. It's something I can draw. I need an idea. Ugh, wiped out today. Post convention. That must be what it is. I just got back from Northeast Comic Con, which is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you don't sleep a lot. Or I don't sleep a lot during shows. And I always come back wiped out. So these convention things, they tax my my social skills and my physical skills. I don't know. I don't see anything that inspires me today. Favorite James Cameron movie? Terminator 2? It might be, actually. I love Aliens, though. Aliens is pretty great. Batman also, yes. Miss Mayhem. Miss Mayhem got a jam piece that'll show up in the color section of our contest. We're doing March Sketch Cover Madness. You guys got to vote for your favorite piece. March Sketch Cover Madness extends into May, actually. We're going to do 8 rounds of 4. In black and white, and 8 rounds of 4 in color. So you guys vote for your favorite. The winner of each round goes to the semifinals. We do 2 rounds of semifinals, and then we do a final. We do a final in black and white, and then we do a final in color. And then we do a final of the black and white piece versus the color piece to see which one wins. So I think this is our 3rd annual Sketch Cover Madness. These are kind of fun. I think Spider-Man for the details on it, but Daredevil would be number 2 for me. Cool. Can't go wrong with either. Well said. There are no wrong answers. How did you do? I saw that you went live on Saturday with another artist. Yes, my buddy Keith Champagne. He was like, "Are we doing a whatnot, Joe?" Because he like cleaned up last time, and so he kept hassling me to do a whatnot. So we did a whatnot. We tried it. I like the way I did the whatnot this time around because we were both seated, and we kind of brought the items in, and you could see us as well. I think last time I did it, I was pointing at Keith, so you could see the both of us on the show. Go to YouTube. I think it should be live on YouTube. Which reminds me, I have to go on YouTube and make sure that my show is pumping out there live. There it is, 251. And maybe somebody somewhere can explain to me pumping out there live, why the titles of the episodes are always one behind. It's so weird. Cool. Is Falcor in the house? Falcor was kind enough to mention the new Zodiacs on the Comic Tom stream where they were talking about indie books, and so I sent your foil New Zodiac's Pisces book. I hope you receive it in one piece. Thank you, Falcor. I don't see Falcor in the chat. The show was fun. It's always good because we have a regular cast of characters um, that we socialize with at the Northeast Comic Con. It's a 3-day show, but Fridays and Sundays are usually on the quiet side. And then Saturdays, when everybody gets lots of traffic. So Friday and Sunday, we were chatting a lot with everybody. So I'm reading a book. It's called, what is it called? It's called King Kong versus Tarzan. And it's written by a gentleman named Will Murray, who's also the co-creator of Squirrel Girl. He may be the full creator. I'm not sure. I've never seen the first appearance of Squirrel Girl, but he is. That's how he's best known in the comic industry, I suppose. But he's also an accomplished writer, and he has nailed down the publishing rights for characters like Tarzan and the Shadow and Doc Savage and King Kong. And so he wrote a book called King Kong versus Tarzan, which seems like a story that should have been either a movie or an anime or an animated film or a series of books like 60 years ago. It seemed like an obvious mashup. And so I had to read it, and I'm almost done. I got about 20 pages left, and it's pretty good. So I noticed at the show that Will has a book where King Kong fights Doc Savage, another pulp hero from the era, the 30s, 1930s. Tarzan first appears, I think, in 1910, but his popularity was definitely at a peak in the 30s. So totally makes sense that Tarzan and King Kong would mash up. So it is with Doc Savage. Doc Savage first appeared in the 1930s. So did King Kong. So it seemed like another obvious storyline to mash up Doc Savage with King Kong. So I bought that one too. I'll let you know how that one goes. I'm on a Doc Savage kick lately. You whatnot whippersnappers, you don't know who Doc Savage is. Doc Savage predates Superman. Doc Savage, his name is Clark. Get it? Clark Savage. Where do you sound familiar? Clark Savage has something that he called a Fortress of Solitude. Predates another Fortress of Solitude. Interesting, right? Should I draw Deadpool today? Oh, I don't know. Deadpool drawing today? Deadpool versus Wolverine. That's an interesting one. Deadpool Wolverine. I didn't realize I had this. Ooh, look at this. Look at this, whatnotters. We've got adhesive, but it hasn't been peeled off yet. So that's good. That's my favorite. That's my favorite kind of adhesive, the not used version. Draw Vampirella. I'm sure Angel's trying to be funny, but I will draw Vampirella if you get a commission. I'll draw whatever you like. I have a commission for the my next show, which is called the Old School Comic Show. It's in New Hampshire, run by the Little Giant store, and I'm gonna draw Vixen for my friend Nicholas. Nicholas gets a sketch at the Little Giant show every year. So he comes up with these obscure characters that no one really truly knows and no one's heard of before. Oh, look at that one. That's cool. Who drew that? This is a nice drawing too. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the Red Hulk. Is it possible this is Joshua Cassara, JDC? Good stuff. And who did the drawing or the coloring? Guru EFX. Cool coloring as well. Nice lighting on the coloring. Does Deadpool have a little Santa Claus thing on his mask nowadays? I don't know. I need some inspiration. Maybe I should run some auctions. Maybe I should run some auctions and wait for my brain to collect into some kind of drawing. Do you have any X-Men blanks? I do have X-Men blanks. I got X-Men blanks. Let's see what kind of X-Men blanks I have. Wolverine, does he count as an X-Men blank? It looks like I need to stock up my blank box. So a lot of my X-Men blanks look like they're gone. But I have plenty. I have plenty of X-Men blanks, but it looks like I tapped out of them in my box. I have to go to storage to get some more. For now, I have these. These are normally plus 25 because they're so expensive. But because I don't have any other options, I won't charge the extra for either one of these if you get a commission today. But I have quite a few X-Men blanks. Besides these two, I guess I have to go to storage and fill up my stock. Yeah, I don't even have a Wolverine. It's so weird. I have a Deadpool Wolverine. Let's see let me look one more place. Nope. Here's something I started like multiple years ago and just never finished. Here's something else I finished or I started and never finished. Um, here's an experiment with the Posca pens, and look how the color chips. Beware remarks on glossy comic covers, folks. This one's pretty cool. It looks like the red ink takes fairly well. The red ink seems to hold pretty well. Anybody interested in sketchbook number 58 with the wasp? No one ever asks me for the wasp, but I drew her. There she is, with the classic costume with the stinger on her head. I thought that was fun. She never used the stinger as a stinger, but I thought it was a cool decorative kind of piece. The sketchbook is in the bin. It has over 100 sketches in here that I've done on Whatnot and elsewhere. I'm going to auction this particular um, piece off for the cover price. So, in other words, the drawing is for free. So I'm gonna run this off 20 seconds. Let's see. Sketchbook, for those of you who don't have it, this is the best deal in the house because you're paying just for the sketchbook and not for the remark. Here you go, 20 seconds, $30. What a steal. And don't forget to vote. Luke says brutal. What's brutal? Bling. Back in your bag, wasp. Oh boy, it's one of those days, I can tell. It's one of those days when things are things are right within arm's reach and you can't find them. Here we go. What else we got? Anything else? I think the rest of my sketchbooks are they're in my convention box. Convention stock box. What's this? Oh, here's me testing out. I can't sell that. It's me testing out the black cover. Here's this is Gabrielle Dell'Otto. I got this somewhere in my Whatnot travels, thinking because I worked on Batman Beyond, someone might be interested in a remark. Batman Beyond remark someday. Other than that, I don't know why I bought it. Let's see. Once again, something. I drop something and then it disappears. It's interesting. Yeah, this is limited to 1,000 copies. Art by Gabrielle Dell'Otto. 263 of 1,000. Let that be a lesson to you out there if you're looking for if you're looking to do your own exclusive covers. I don't buy variants very often. So when I did buy one, this is 263, fully a quarter of the way through the run. I wonder if it's sold out. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's sold out. Any other X-Men adjacent covers that I can immediately reach? Here's one, Deadpool Mercs for Money, and here's one, Deadpool Team Up. I'm thinking I could use I could use the Terminator reference for like Punisher, like Deadpool and Punisher. I'm not a Punisher fan, but I know some people are. I have a G.I. Joe piece, sketch cover blank. I got a few of these because there were multiple requests for Jeff the Land Shark, and now they're just sitting there in limbo in my box. Let's see what else do I have. Monster and the Wolf by what is his name? Ken Spears. I read this issue. Monster doesn't show up till the last page. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do with that? Come on, folks. We want to see Monster versus Werewolf. We want to see 10 pages of scrapping, right? Thank you. Still got lots of different Spideys. Let's see. Ultimate. I got one of these. I was thinking of doing a remark on this guy. I got a few of these. This is my favorite final. How do I say this? My favorite final printed version of my work is this gig. That was kind of fun. I love the Titans. Love them. Maybe I'll do a Raven on here. Raven sketch. Is there any Raven inside that I can refer to? Or am I going to be chasing? There she is. So I won't have to chase reference. Raven and Beast Boy. What do you think of that? That's been established for some time now, right? When I was reading Titans, Kid Flash had a crush on Raven, and she was not having it. Not many full figure shots of Raven in this issue. There's Ramona. I was just thinking of you when I mentioned this. The way the signature was chipping off. Yeah, I'm afraid about that kind of stuff. The Posca pens, some of the colors they flake off over time. Cool seeing practice pieces. I think I'm the only one that has actually have you draw something on a black cover. It came out amazing. I do have black covers. Venom, I think, right? This one. And I think there's a symbiote Spider-Man floating around somewhere too. Yeah, this one. I think that's in the mix as well, the sketch cover madness, your piece, Ange. Ramona asks, why am I summoned? Because we miss you, Ramona. Joe mentioned that he has some Land Shark blanks. So here you are. Hey, Ange, do you want me to vote for a cover? I like 4, but you can vote for whichever one you like. No, I will come back for a sketch at some point. I can't join streams at the moment, and I want Joe to do it live for me. Joe, hold one, please. I have a few. I've got 5, I think. So you're set. I'm still getting Jeff's sketch. I just don't have time to join a live stream at the moment. Set one apart for me, please. Or do you say aside? Either is correct. Vote for your favorite, Ramona. Let us know who you voted for. There are no wrong answers. I'm trying to I'm trying to get my brain geared up to draw something, and I'm not sure what yet. Maybe I should do Deadpool 1036. That might be fun, actually. I'm drifting towards Deadpool because Deadpool will sell on its own at a show if it doesn't sell here on the stream. And if I draw Deadpool 1036, no one will know the difference. They'll just see Deadpool and they'll be like, yay, Deadpool. Ramona voted for number 3. The Spidey with gang. Fine choice. Hope you're good. Have a fun stream, Joe. I won't forget about the sketch. No problem. We need to hear why you can't join a stream. Are you working? These are work hours for normal folks, even in the Netherlands, I bet. You bought a bus commission. Oh, no kidding. So tell me what I'm drawing so I don't have to think of anything. I'm done working, but my head is full and these streams aren't relaxing at the moment. Haha, I see. I'm thinking Magneto on an X-Men blanket. That's cool. That's very cool. And are we doing it on this one, giant size, or adjective less? No extra charge this time because I'm all out of regular priced, $0 priced X-Men's at the moment. I have to go to storage, and I've got 3 short boxes full of blanks, but I can't keep them all here in my place. The less one. Is this the less one? The less stuff? Let's give it up for Ramona, everybody. VIP Ramona in the house for a brief moment. Look at the tight race in the contest between 3 and 4. So cool. Um, I did grab, most of this is just randomly generated position. But I did grab like, there's 8 rounds. So I grabbed 8 drawings that I thought would be considered like a 1 seed. And I spread them out across the 8 rounds. And then, and then I basically just kind of randomly shuffled the rest of the pieces, and then they're all randomly placed as well. So there's no study or no design. It's just a matter of who who fell into place in which round. It's just a very randomly generated thing. So this one actually has Magneto in it, if I remember right. Yeah, there he is. There's the man himself. Cool. This was a great issue. I remember reading this. I had a good time with this. I thought it was terrific. Jim Lee. The only thing I would have said is that Jim Lee draws Cyclops like super massive. And I always thought of Cyclops as slim. He was called Slim Summers back in the day. So I always thought of him as he doesn't need muscles and musculature because he's got his optic blast, which can pretty much tear anybody up. But small critique. This is great stuff. And every page, just about every page, had some kind of pin up on it introducing each character. So this was a fun #1 issue for sure. And I loved this extra stuff here. There's one of my favorite covers. One of my favorite covers is this one right here. So that was like a preview of X-Men #2. I just love this cover. And I can't show you because I don't have an example, but I was so inspired by just the extra detail, like how he's got this metal pipe that's tangling around Xavier, and this metal cable, and it's kind of just flying around. He didn't have to do that. If that was missing, it would still be a cool cover, but this kind of extra design element just kills it. It's just great. And so this is one of my favorite Jim Lee covers ever. Amazing Magneto right there. Yeah, so I got to draw Magneto in a book that's got Jim Lee Magnetos in it. No pressure. Should I draw like I was thinking of drawing like scraps of metal around his head, But maybe we should do like the movie where he has these little metal balls floating around. Would you rather have scraps of metal or balls? Metal spheres. Do you have a preference, Palooks? Vote for your favorite sketch in the meantime. Totally up to you. Okay. Well, he's kind of got spheres on his collar already, so let's do scrap metal. I think the storyline is Magneto sinks a nuclear sub, and he grabs he grabs two nuclear armed missiles, and I thought that was a great idea. I thought that was a fantastic idea. This helmet is pretty badass. I admit it. What are these? Kind of like Roman laurel things, like some kind of pseudo emperor type laurels, like Caesar would wear around his head. Fits with what I think, how I think of Magneto. But I think he's a good guy now, right? He's been a good guy for a while, if I remember right. You're quickly becoming one of my favorite artists. Super pumped to get another piece from you. What an honor. Thank you so much for saying that. Very nice. Very kind of you to say that. Thank you, Palooks. Super pumped to get another piece from you. I've always thought his helmet looked super badass. Yeah, completely. I'm going to grab some tracing paper because that badass helmet is symmetrical, and I just want to make sure I get the symmetry correct. At least you don't want one eye to be a little bit lopsided. Check all your favorite Spider-Man comics and put some of them in the mirror. And similarly with Magneto, Spidey's eyes should look the same shape whether you put them in the mirror or not. So similar with Magneto, you want this face opening. I'm not sure what you call this opening in his helmet to be symmetrical. So I'm going to grab some trace and I'm going to uh, copy this and then transfer this onto this side. It won't necessarily be perfect, but it'll be close enough so that when it, like I said, when you put it in a mirror, you won't, the one side will be very close to the other. I do reuse tracing paper too. And I try to reduce, reuse, and recycle whenever I can. This one has run its course. Let's find another piece. I did a job called Project Nanoswarm, and this is an example of what a layout looks like. Very often, I'll do it on tracing paper just to break down the shapes, and then there is a final version where I'll either light box this. I'll put this on a light box, put a piece of paper over the top, and kind of trace the shapes down. Or I'll do what I'm about to do here, which is I'll transfer the shape down onto the actual paper. So don't always forget comics are story, i.e. lettering plus art. So the lettering, the balloons have to be part of the art. They have to be part of the drawing. So make sure that your balloons are arranged in proper reading order, and make sure your panels are arranged in proper reading order. Even though these are insets, it's very clear that the key information is up here and not down here on the sides or in the corners. Key information is essentially up here. So you read top to bottom, left to right in the English language. So here we go. Key information. And then we go to this left box, and then this box. You read this one first, that one second, that one third. And that's your lesson in comics today. There we go. Nice. I like seeing bonus behind the scenes stuff like that. Me too. Palooks, Ainge says Palooks, that will be an additional 25 for the behind the scenes info. Haha. Horror, the horror from Palooks. No, that's all free. No charge for behind the scenes chat. I imagine this helmet will cast some nice shadows over his face. Don't forget to vote for your favorite sketch. It's Sketch Cover Madness, 3rd annual edition. This guy's dried up. The 5 planes of the lip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off camera or behind the helmet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Teeth. Whenever you see X's in certain areas on a comic page, that's a hint for the inker to fill in that space with black. And then if you ever see XWS or BWS, that's black with stars. Don't forget, if you're just joining us, vote for your favorite sketch. There are no wrong answers. We got Venom in his slobbering glory. We've got Daredevil with Radar Sense, which is available for sale in the store. We've got Spidey with a whole bunch of his rogues. I think there are 30 villains here, including the Space Cat right there. And then there's Joker with his anti-Batman utility belt. Vote for your favorite. That's a joy buzzer right there. And then he's got, I don't know, some kind of noodles or something. And then jumping beans. And then this cool ass belt buckle, which probably bites you. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I miss music, but I don't play the music because I get flagged on YouTube. I want to do I want to spread the, like I said, I like to reuse, recycle, reduce. So I like the same content to be available at other places. At some point, I'll figure out how to get on Facebook Live as well. Every time I try on Whatnot, it tells me to go to these settings. And I can't find the settings. Don't forget to vote for your favorite sketch. We're doing sketch cover madness, black and white Wednesday, color Thursday. I'm here every Thursday at noon for almost every single Thursday at noon for over 3 years now. Oh, I should erase the. Hold on. We gotta erase the pencil lines. But first, we gotta ink all the essentials. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's see. Did you guys see the Spidey trailer, Brand New Day trailer? Can somebody explain why no one knows who he is? Explain why no one knows who Spider-Man is. No one seems to know who Peter Parker is either. I mean, MJ and Ned, is it Ned Leeds, the Asian guy? No one seems to know who Peter Parker is as well. I didn't quite get that. And I've seen all the movies. Maybe I fell asleep during something. Like, why would people not know who Peter Parker is? I can understand why people might not know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, but why wouldn't they know who he is? I guess I have to rewatch the movies. I'm not clear why they don't have to know who Peter Parker is. Okay, I think we can erase now. Because if Doctor Strange's spell from the previous movie, he made everyone forget who he is. Why did he make him? Why did he make everyone forget who Peter Parker is? Though I don't. I can. I don't look. I got to be honest. I don't remember the movies, but I imagine there's a storyline such as the Peter's identity is exposed. People know that he's Spider-Man. I imagine that's part of the storyline, right? So if everyone knows Peter Parker is Spider-Man, his family becomes a target. That's probably why his aunt passed away. I don't remember. Um, but why would I can understand the spell would be like, let's make people forget that Peter Parker and Spider-Man are the same person. Um, but why would the spell be people don't even know who Peter Parker is? I don't get that. So So that's why I'm asking you guys rather than rewatching the movie. Please don't make me rewatch the movie to find out. And by the way, these kind of scenarios are not Peter Parker street level scenarios. These kind of high magic shit. This does not make a good Spider-Man story, by the way. In my opinion, occasionally, because Spider-Man is such a gigantic character in the Marvel universe, occasionally he has to meet everybody. So it makes sense that Spider-Man interacts with Doctor Strange at some point in some kind of story. However, that shouldn't be a major storyline for Spider-Man comic book, in my opinion. Palooks is filling us in. Thank you, Palooks, because Mysterio in the prior movie to the last one exposed Spider-Man and it started creating a bunch of problems to him, his friends and family. Yes, 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 yes. I get all that. But why don't people know who Peter Parker is? Like forget about like okay, I get that. I get that, people knowing that Peter Parker is Spider-Man is a problem. I don't get why people not even knowing who Peter Parker is the solution. I don't remember that. Like why couldn't it be that people knew who Peter Parker was and they were friends and interacted with him, but they just didn't know he was Spider-Man? It's back to normal, reset, right? I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I've seen all the movies. I just don't remember them. And if you don't remember a movie, that's not a good sign, by the way. I'm sure there are millions of people who don't have the problem I have, and they remember the movies fine, and they're great, and they love them. Um, Maybe Palooks is one of them. Uh, he told Strange to make it this way because Peter felt it would protect everyone he cared for. If no one knew who he was, he could focus on being Spider-Man. Oh, you mean he would just be Spider-Man? That's not. No, I don't care for that. So he would just be Spider-Man and no one would know who Peter Parker is. Mm, oh, my head hurts. That doesn't make any sense. Didn't Doctor Strange say that doesn't make any sense? So he wanted to be a crime fighter. He wanted to erase his personal identity so he could be a crime fighter 100% of the time. Oh, I don't remember that. Peter Parker is a fucking brilliant guy, by the way. He invented the web shooters. He's a biochem major. I don't know if he's a genius, but he's pretty hardcore smart. And that doesn't sound like a smart call. None of that sounds like a smart call. I don't think Peter Parker necessarily especially early in his career, wanted to be Spider-Man. Um, I'm certain that he would rather be a regular person. That's my Spider-Man, I suppose, not Marvel, not MCU Spider-Man. Wasn't that the same movie where all the other Spider-Man actors showed up? My head hurts more. None of these ideas are proper Spider-Man stories. Here's a proper Spider-Man story. You want to hear it? Amazing Spider-Man number 20. Let me put this underneath here. J. Jonah Jameson runs the Daily Planet. He's a media mogul. He fucking hates Spider-Man, okay? Hates Spider-Man. So he uses his power to destroy Spider-Man, or to try to destroy Spider-Man. So that kind of hurts uh, Peter Parker's lifestyle. It also helps his lifestyle because Peter Parker takes photos of Spider-Man to make money. Okay, so J. Jonah Jameson, using his media power, creates uh, a publicity campaign to make Spider-Man a hated character. And in doing so, because he's so whacked out, insanely jealous of Spider-Man, he hires a scientist, or he hooks up with a scientist who says, "I can create someone. I can create a person using my skills to destroy this, to destroy your enemy, Spider-Man, in public, for your newspapers and your media to broadcast and make money from." "Okay, I'm in," says J. Jonah Jameson, and this whacked out scientist creates a character called the Scorpion, who's this who happens to be it's a Frankenstein story, right? It's the science going south. The only person who would be part of such a whacked out experiment is a whack job himself. So the scientist hooks up with Mac Gargan. He creates a character called the Scorpion, who is designed only for destroying Spider-Man. And so Mac Gargan, he realizes, the deal that he signed up for is pretty stupid, because Mac Gargan is not very bright himself. So he realizes that he's stuck in this scorpion costume, or he's stuck with this, let's say it's biologically grafted to his body or something like that. He's stuck in this form, and he goes insane. And so he wants revenge on his creators, his co-creators. So Frankenstein's story, he's going after, I think, what was the scientist's name? I'm going blank. I know it. I'm just going blank. He goes after his creators, the scientist and the financier, the J. Jonah Jameson. And because Spider-Man, Peter Parker, is an honorable guy, he's protecting his enemies against this guy, against the Scorpion. That is a proper, excellent Peter Parker story. And so I don't know why that story hasn't been adapted to film yet. It's one of the best storylines around. It's actually great, and I'm puzzled why we have to go to multiple universes, and I'm puzzled why we need magic storylines. I don't understand any of that stuff when the pure gold is right there in front of your eyes. There's another story I read, a similar line, actually. And they could go this way with the movies as well. Like every story has the same kind of plot where J. Jonah Jameson hooks up with Spencer Smythe, right? And Smythe creates a robot called the Spider Slayer. And initially, J. Jonah Jameson wants to kick the guy out of the office. He thinks the guy's a quack, which he could be. But it's Peter Parker who actually convinces J. Jonah Jameson to spend his time and energy uh, with Spencer Smythe creating a Spider Slayer because Peter needs the money and Peter makes money by taking photos of Spider Man in action. So little does he realize that Smythe is not a quack. He's actually quite brilliant. And Smythe creates a way to trace Peter Parker. Uh, he finds a way to trace Spider-Man, and in the process, it starts heading towards Peter Parker. So the machinery, the AI of the Spider Slayer, actually susses out who Spider-Man is, and now his loved ones are in danger. His personal life, his friends, his family are in danger because of something that Peter Parker himself did. He kind of instigated the whole thing. I think that's a cool story too. And that's all street level, that's all reality based kind of stories, which I think Spider-Man, the better Spider-Man stories are those. That's my opinion. There's a scene in is it Homecoming where the Vulture, played by Michael Keaton, is driving his daughter, who is I guess is MJ. Is MJ Michael Keaton's daughter? I forget. Anyway, they're in a car together, and Michael Keaton is in the car, and he's the Vulture, and Peter Parker's in the car, and he's Spider Man, and they've gone at it earlier in the movie. And there's a scene where they're in the car. Michael Keaton's driving Peter and MJ to the prom or whatever it was, some kind of high school party. And in the conversation, Michael Keaton figures out that Peter Parker is Spider Man. I forget how that was done, but I was like, that's a Spider Man story right there. Spider Man with no issues. Right. Bob says, Joe, nice talking to you in Boxborough. How did the show go for you, Bob? It was fun to chat with you as well. Did you sell your McFarlane Hulk cover, Wolverine Hulk cover? He wanted only his close friends to remember him, but they missed with the spell too much, causing more harm than good. LOL. Okay, that explains something. It's a fun watch. I love them all. LOL, especially when they other Spider-Man came into the picture. Yeah, man, this movie's for you, bud. Daytona in the house. Daytona missed. We all missed Daytona on the Whatnot stream by a couple hours. He could have been on Sunday's Whatnot stream, but he decided to go home instead. Yeah, it seems like these movies are for you, Palooks, because you like all of the different Spider-Mans running around. It's for me, it's more of a feat of movie business to get the three of them in the same movie. It's like, hey, would you take $10 million to show up on the set for a week? Yes, I would. Of course, I would. Thank you, Toby Maguire. I'm not a huge fan of the alternate universe anything. Even though I created an alternate universe character as a fan, I like to hook on to the main character's storyline and stay with that. I don't need to see alternate versions. Even like say an alternate future, like say Days of Future Past, the X-Men storyline, that even that one it, did not focus on the alternate future. It focused on how the events. It's the Terminator story, which I'm sure James Cameron lifted from X-Men. It's how the decisions we make in the present affect the future. So these alternate versions of X-Men characters are they serve the main timeline. And I like when that happens. Daytona said if I stayed, I would have spent more money. Yeah, what's wrong with that? Spend a little money. Spend all your money at Northeast Comic Con. That's why it's there. I watched a show the Northeast Comic Con is more of a pop culture. There's comics represented for sure. That's part of pop culture, but they have other stuff too. Like I talked to a bunch of people who are into anime and manga and stuff like that. And that's cool. There's room for everybody as far as I'm concerned. And there was a performance. There was like a section of the hotel which was set aside so that people could dress up like their favorite anime characters and then like sing anime music, which I think it was the theme songs to like their favorite anime shows. And and that was kind of new to me. I kind of sat with it for about 10 minutes watching the kids, and it's like you just realize, the scene has expanded beyond beyond your experience. So it's kind of fun to watch. I personally didn't get it, but there were quite a few people there. And instead of applauding, they had these plastic light sticks and they would wave them around and change color, I guess, to show the reaction to the performance. And so I thought that was interesting. Learning, learning all the time. Do always good to see Daytona at the shows, and I usually see him at the Most Excellent Comics and Games store signings, where he's telling people stop having the same artists, stop inviting Joe St. Pierre. I have everything by him already. This comic book day, I will be at That's Entertainment in Worcester, Mass. Another outstanding store. Lots going on in that store. Holy shit! And they recently did they double in size? Just about doubled in size. They hooked up with the building next door to them and expanded. So the place is gigantic now, and it was gigantic before. So I recommend Most Excellent, and that's an Entertainment in Worcester, Mass. If you guys ever get to the Northeast, um, Sarana is the manager of the That's Entertainment. She's great. She's fantastic. She's got it going on. She's got it together. She knows about everything, and she's got some cool ideas too. Gonna Probably gonna do a print for the signing. And then I'm going to Philly Fan Expo Philly. Is there any Philly people, Philadelphia people in the house? Daytona says need to save for old school. Paluk said had to step away for a second. This is looking freaking sick. Flames, fire, flame. Deuce in the house. What's up? You guys vote for your favorite sketch. Venom doesn't have any love here yet. He got love on Facebook and on Instagram. Venom got love. No love for Venom on Whatnot. Very curious. We got a ways to go. I'll probably make this one a shorter show because I'll be on longer tomorrow. But if anybody wants a commission, just do what Palooks did. You head into the bin and you find the items with the prefix code of 100, and then you'll see a kind of like what you call it, like a buffet of options for your sketch. If you want a single figure, full figure, that's 150. Something like this, single character head sketch, head slash bust is 100. In black and white, you can get an extra character for an additional 100. That's an add-on. That's in the bin. You can get color added. That's an add-on. It's also in the bin. You can just purchase each item as you like, and that's kind of how I tried to make the show simple that way. So you can order whatever you like. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I need to put my name on one of these scraps, so I think I need to create another scrap of metal for my name. I realize a lot of you guys are at work, which I find funny. But this is me at work. I'm at work too. Someday I'll get around to doing like an evening show. Would you guys like to see an evening show? It's just that my wife is home and I like to spend time with her. She's the best. We just celebrated our anniversary not too long ago. And I don't like to be away from her. If I don't have to be. It may come to that. It may come to that where she's like, I'm so tired of looking at you. Will you please go on Whatnot? Please go on Whatnot. But even when she's home, there have been times when I do Friday shows. Um, and sometimes she's home on Fridays, and she's not a fan of the whole whatnot experience, and she wants to be able to watch TV and do stuff. I get it. I get it. So that's why I do the Wednesdays and the Thursdays instead of Thursdays and Fridays. Daytona, who did you vote for in the poll? Let the world know, please. We don't have any Daytona pieces in today's round. Last week we did. We had two. We had a Daytona piece in the black and white round and the color round. I haven't seen. I printed out each round all at once, so I forget which is which pieces are on tomorrow's show. It'll be a surprise to me too. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Dude, don't forget, vote for your favorite sketch. It's Sketch Cover Madness, which will be running into the beginning of May. So we got 8 rounds. So be a part of each round. Wednesdays are the black and white sketches. Thursday is the color sketches. I'm tallying up all the votes from my social media like Blue Sky and Instagram and Facebook. I dumped LinkedIn. I don't know why I'm on LinkedIn. I dumped it. I dumped Twitter. Twitter was a mess. The only thing I liked about Twitter was there were a lot of accounts that would had geological sites, like famous touristy type buildings and stuff around the world, and I would follow those. And I haven't been able to find similar type accounts on Blue Sky. Damn. Okay, good. So I dumped Twitter. I'm awful on TikTok. I haven't made a video, I don't think, in years. So I'm really bad at TikTok. So follow me on Instagram. I'm closing in on another landmark number. I forgot what the number is. 2,800, almost 3,000. So I think I'm at 2,890 something. So I'm almost at 2,900, and then 3,000. In the year 3000. In the year 3000. I should do a tabletop of Palooks. Palooks has been giving me some reviews lately. Wow, crazy. It makes me blush. So thank you for the reviews, by the way, Palooks. You're the best. Appreciate it. I have read them. I just haven't. I'd like to read them in front of the class because they're so great. Thank you. Thank you, bud. Lots of black, lots of shadows equals ominous. Paluk says, Fire. Paluk says, what can I say, man? You are the best. Thank you. Paluk's, I wonder if you have a piece in the Sketch Madness, because you're fairly new to the stream. I'm going to guess you have at least one in the contest, because I think you've been around for a couple months, and I cut the deadline for pieces around middle February, so I think you've been around that long. Yeah, this will start coming together when the blacks are all filled in. Do, 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 do. Luke says, Jesus, this looks dope. I like that it's a little off center too. He's a little bit, just the position of his head is instead of in straight in the middle, it's a little bit offsetting. That way you get a little more cape and shoulder that way too. So this guy is not to be messed with. Thanks for the gig, by the way, Palouse, because I'm kind of in a haze. I'm not really sure what to draw today. So thank you for helping me focus on a character, especially a character that I don't often draw that much. I don't get a lot of requests for Magneto, and he's an awesome character. So thanks for that, buddy. You woke my creative brain up today. that's about it with the big massive blacks, with the brush blacks. Now we'll start adding the sharper details. Nice. I don't see too many Magneto pieces out there. Glad I got you to do this one. Yeah, I don't see many either. Fine choice. He's a great character. He's one of those characters that he's kind of evolved into an anti-hero, and you start to see that his intentions, even though they're somewhat um, how do I say this, criminal, I guess. His intentions are the same as Charles Xavier, where he he wants mutant kind to be properly recognized. You know, when he's his worst self, he wants to dominate. But there are also storylines, where he's kind of softened. Those are kind of cool too. I seem to recall a storyline where did Xavier leave Earth or something, and Magneto became the leader of the X-Men? Was that around issue 200? That's about where I actually stopped reading regularly. So I would only occasionally catch up. Definitely in the movies, he's less of the psycho, hardcore terrorist. He's more because Ian McKellen. I suppose Ian McKellen could choose to play him that way, but he seems to be a more sympathetic character in the movies, right? But Magneto in the comics is probably one of the most powerful supervillains in the Marvel universe. I mean, this guy create he's a master of magnetism. He could probably mess with the orbit of the Earth, or the climate, or the position of the Earth in its orbit. He's that big of a badass. One thing I don't like is masks. They do it a lot with Captain America, but masks where the eye slots show the eyebrows. He did it here. You can see Magneto's eyebrows there. That's not necessary. That's shadow up there. And they do it with Cap a lot, where here's his eye, and they have the hole in his mask so large that you can see the color of his eyebrows, you know? And I'm like, why do you do that? It reveals his identity. You're telling the world that he's a blonde. He's got blonde eyebrows. What the hell is that? I can't stand that. It drives me crazy. And so here too, it's like you don't need to see Magneto's eyebrows up in here. You just black that space in. It's actually more dramatic too when the shadow is covering the eyebrows. I don't know. That's my decision, my opinion. So I got to go to storage. And I've got to stock up on X-Men blanks. I need more Venom blanks too. Yeah, but these Jim Lee X-Men covers, they cost me some cash. I think was it Unknown Comics? Yeah, Unknown Comics exclusives. I don't know if they do those anymore. Unknown Comics has made a major shift in what they're selling, in my opinion. If I remember right, last time I was at the store, they were selling like sketches and stuff. I think they realized that it's tough to make a living ordering 3,000 books when you can only sell 1,000. And then after we put the details, the black line details, I'll come back in and do some white highlights to help clean up and to bring focus. Almost there. Well, I'm digging this. I had Joe Rubinstein as a neighbor at Northeast Comic Con last weekend. He's next to me. If you guys don't know who Joe is, run, don't walk. To find out, he worked on, among other things, the Death of Thanos issue. I think it was Marvel 2-in-1 Annual #2, I believe. That was his first gig as a pro. It's insane. It's iconic storyline, Death of Thanos, and he's a fresh kid on his first gig, kicking ass. He kicked ass coming out of the gate. It was pretty intense. He's a great inker. He's also an excellent painter. He's one of those guys. I'm curious why he's not a regular variant cover artist, because that seems to be a field where painters are really making their mark nowadays. And I think he'd be a great variant cover artist, and also worked on the very first Wolverine solo miniseries. He was the inker on Frank Miller. These are iconic comics that I'm talking about here, and this is early in his career. He inked the classic John Byrne run on Captain America. This guy's hardcore, man, giant in the industry. So that was fun to kind of chat with him a little bit. I should let you guys know. Half the time I don't know who I'm sitting next to. So I was going to say, you guys, if you have any questions for certain people, let me know and I'll try to ask them. But I don't, honestly, 99% of the time, I don't know who I'm sitting next to. So, oh well. Scratch that idea. I usually don't like to pay more than $4 for a sketch cover blank that I use here on the show. So that way I can absorb $4 or $4 or $5 for a sketch cover, and that way you guys don't have to pay for the sketch cover. I know Rodney does things a little different. He works normally on Rodney Ramos. He works mainly with backing boards, right? Those are cheap. Those are 13 cents a piece. That's a pretty good idea, actually. Now that I think about it, they're much less than $4 a piece. Um, he works on backing boards, but if you want a sketch cover, you purchase the sketch covers separately, right? Do you guys like that idea? I don't. I personally don't work often on backing boards. Uh, I should try it sometime, I suppose. So Rod's got, a store full of blanks. He also has like 3 long boxes of blanks in his storage. I know that. I don't have half as many in my blank collection as Rod does. But Rod's got a blank for pretty much every single character. I can't say that. I have more often than not. I've probably got 10 different Spider-Man covers and 5 different Venom covers and maybe 6 different X-Men covers, but the individual characters I have much less than. I've got like 1 Captain America cover in my entire sketch cover collection, so that's because no one asked me to draw Cap. I love Captain America. I love him. When I draw Cap with chainmail. Nowadays, a lot of detail-oriented artists, they'll draw a cap with what I call scale mail. It's not chainmail at all. It looks like scale mail, but I draw chainmail, which is even worse detail-wise. I'm not sure why I'm obsessed with the line of that chin. I might just black it off. I think I am. Just black it out. Not necessary. Joe stole $5 from me. Oh, that's he's a great artist. How did he steal $5? Joe really was interested in our convo, not really because cost of the art doesn't change. So what be cheap on backing boards? I'm not sure I can decipher that. So what be cheap on backing? Not really. Cost of art doesn't change. I talked to Alex about which Spider-Man suit he liked to draw. Joe didn't give me change on $20. Oh, Joe, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Yeah, Joe was going to do a cover for New Zodiacs for me because he showed me. I love his painting, and he showed me a Batman piece, which he doesn't seem to gravitate towards. It's one of my favorite things he's ever done in his life. He did a Batman headshot, and it was like tightly cropped, so you didn't see all his entire head, but it was like his eyes, his nose, maybe his mouth. But it was so well painted, and there was like a red secondary light source. It was so awesome. I was like, do something like this, um, like this Batman, but do my character, you know. So do like metal texture with that secondary light source and stuff like that. And I paid him. I paid him up front, and then he disappeared for a year. And finally, I saw him at Granite State Comic Con, and I'm like, dude, you owe me some money. And he was like, can I give it to you later? The show has just started, blah blah blah. And I was like, no, I'll take my money now. Thank you very much. So I, you know, because he's Joe Rubenstein and I admire his work greatly, I actually cut him some slack for a year. Um, but I won't do that again. So yeah, it helps to keep tabs on him. We can admire someone's work, but to protect yourself at the same time, you know. So $5, not as big of a deal as 100, but if it was me, I would have chased him down with that $5. You're a very kind person. Extra, in your next piece, you get a little extra something in your whatever you're buying. Whatever you buy, Daytona, you'll get a little extra something something in your package. On behalf of all artists, I want to make it right for you. I'm getting rated by K&J Lumber. Thank you so much. Wow. Now's your chance to vote for your favorite sketch. All four of these, I believe, were done right here on the stream. So vote for your favorite. Tune in tomorrow, Thursday at noon for the color sketch round number 3. And tune into subsequent episodes. We're going to be doing sketch cover madness for the next 4 weeks. Yeah, next 4 weeks. Actually, it's going to be 6 weeks because we've got 5 more rounds of the regular. Then we do a semifinal. Then we do the final. Then we do the black and white versus the color finals. So we're drawing Magneto today. You can get a commission of your own, just like this, and your piece will show up in next year's sketch cover madness round. How cool will that be? So thanks for the raid. We were talking with Daytona about Joe Rubenstein. Let's go. Let's see. So what? Cost of art doesn't change, so be cheap on backing boards. I see what you're saying now. I read it a couple times. So you're saying go ahead, use backing boards, save yourself at least $4 a drawing because backing boards are only 13 cents, right? I think that's what you're saying. And most people don't care. I care. I don't know why. I do. I would, again, I'm operating only from how I would want something done as a fan. So I would rather have a comic book with a sketch cover with a drawing on it than a backing board with a sketch cover on it. Or with a drawing on it rather. So let me know your thoughts in the stream if you even care. Like Daytona doesn't care. He'll just buy a backing board with a drawing on it because it's art. You guys will certainly save me some money if you'd rather have drawings on backing boards. K and J, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Follow K and J if you haven't already. I'm pretty sure I've purchased from K and J actually during one of my whatnot shopping sprees. Daytona says I talked to Alex about which Spider-Man suit he liked to draw. Which one did he like to draw? Ainge says I'm loving the poll results. Miss Mayhem. Miss Mayhem, you're in the lead, but keep in mind I will be tallying up my Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky votes. So you'll be the Whatnot winner for sure. I'm not sure you'll be the overall winner. Trice says, are you drawing the things below that? Am I drawing the things below that? Are you talking about this? These are all sketches that I've done here on the stream or elsewhere, but this is all my work. This is kind of like a mini portfolio of some of the drawings I've done for other customers here on Whatnot. So don't forget to follow me too on Whatnot. And also follow me on Instagram, and also follow me on Blue Sky. I hope that's the answer to your question, Trice. Let's see what else is going on here. Raid says Rye Green, K and J. Flames, K and J, bro, ain't paying attention to the raids. LOL. I'm behind on the on the chat. Look, dude, I'm an artist. When I get into a drawing, I even stop talking. So get ready for some of that. It's a good sign if you commission a piece for me here and I'm not talking. It means I'm in the zone and I'm kicking ass. This is the part of the drawing where I'm adding incidental details, so I can talk more during this period. But when I'm in the zone, there's no talking, and that's a good thing for you if I'm in the zone. Let's see. Daytona, no backing boards. So are you saying no backing boards or no backing boards, as in I don't want any backing boards? Paluk says I prefer sketch cover for sure fire. Daytona says a jam piece might work on backing boards. B Roman in the house, VIP. Look out. Comic cover only. I would pay the price of the comic. Miss Mayhem says LOL. Miss Ames says, I got you covered. I voted in his 3 other platforms. He did. I am a witness. Paluk says, crazy cool how inking transforms the whole piece. And each phase is fun. Each phase changes the drawing. We've already witnessed how color changes a drawing, right? Once it goes to color, it becomes something else. Each are different art forms. The penciling phase is more about like the direction, like in a movie director. You set up the shot, you decide the lighting, you decide the energy, you decide the mood of the piece, you decide the gesture, what pose the character is in. The inking phase is where you make a drawing exciting to look at using line weights, using blacks, using black shapes, using other techniques to create texture and to draw your eye to a specific area of the drawing. Coloring is, you can enhance mood or increase the impact just with color choices. Surprised I haven't got caught watching this stream at work yet. LOL. Just don't tell me you're a nuclear physicist or something like Homer Simpson. You're a nuclear power plant monitor. I forget what Homer's official job is, but he ain't qualified. I've had people, was it Acid who does it? He's in a meeting with coworkers and he's on Whatnot. I'm like, dude, don't get fired. If you get fired, then you can't buy anything from me. These are my work hours. I'm essentially a 9 to 5 or more likely a 7 to 5 guy. So these are my work hours. I just turn on the Whatnot and work on camera. So that's why this works for me. But I hope it works for you guys too. I've been on Whatnot at like 7:30 in the morning, and there are dealers who have like 150 people in the room and stuff. So I don't think what time the show goes on has any bearing. And I've seen people who are on primetime Fridays at 8 o'clock or Thursdays at 8 o'clock, and they've got 6 people in the room. That's what I have most often, I would say. Okay, I won't tell you. Oh boy. You're a heart surgeon and you're right in the middle of working on a patient, and someone is mopping your brow and you're watching Whatnot. That's not good, dude. That's not good. You can set up your phone on the patient's chest, right, while you're working. Oh, that's insane. What else is a good what else is a good job not to be watching Whatnot on? I imagine if you're working construction and you're welding I-beams to the 55th floor of a skyscraper, and you get caught up in an auction. I suppose that's a bad idea because that's going to come back to haunt us all in 5 years when the building collapses. Mm. If I'm a production planner, I'm a production planner, so it's all right. LOL. A production planner of what? What is your production? Industrial pump repair. Ooh, that sounds like something you wouldn't want to screw up. We've got a flood. We've got a flood right in the middle of town. The pump won't work. Yeah, but I scored a Magneto sketch on Whatnot that day. Oops. Boing. The city pumps ain't working. Where's Palooks? He's on Whatnot. Don't worry about it. Yes, but the river is washing cars down the road. Holy shit, Magneto, man. This is badass. This is a fun one. Almost there. The final details are being added. We've got a little hatching to go on these spheres on his collar. The 10 people in the room, that's rare. Thanks for sticking around. I appreciate it. If we can keep 10 people in the room when this is done, I might break out a game called Mental Metal. Angel, are you around? Tell the people what Mental Metal is about. It's a memory game where you can win hundreds of dollars in prizes. Is Daytona in the room? Tell everybody about Mental Metal. Daytona, one of the biggest winners of all time. And don't forget to vote for your favorite sketch. It's free, and there are no wrong answers. Did Venom get a vote yet? He did. Finally, we have a vote for Venom. Venom got a lot more votes on the Facebook and the Instagram than he did here on the Whatnot. So good for you, Venom. That you finally cracked. You cracked the 0 club here on Whatnot. It looks like the Joker is in the lead. Holy cow! Over Spider-Man. That's crazy. That's cool though. Let's see. Ainge says it's a matching game. Match tiles that reveal a sketch underneath. If you guess who it is, you win the prizes you match on the tiles. There you go. Mental Metal tests your comic book knowledge. That's right. There's a character behind these tiles numbered 1 to 30. If you can identify the character, you win those prizes that you've matched during the course of the game. It's so much easier to explain while we're playing it. But I've got 2 games lined up. One I would call super easy, like where you see the character's foot and you pretty much know who it is. I would call that one a 1 out of 5 as far as difficulty goes. And then I've got another one. I think it's a 5 or a 4. It's really hard, and you'll be what the hell? A helicopter flying overhead, really low. Um, and a 5 is like, you Whatnot whippersnappers won't know the characters, so you'll be combing through your favorite search engine to figure out who it is. I like those games when the character is difficult because usually all of the prizes are divided up, and then it becomes a matter of whoever can name the character, whoever has the right search engine keywords. Mm, 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 mm. Almost there, folks. Anybody else want a commission? should be in the most shadow because the sphere is right under his chin. We got 8. We're losing our mental capacity. That's fine. I'm enjoying this drawing. I saw my friend Peter Grimshaw. He lives right here in Danvers, Mass. with me. He doesn't live with me. We both live in the same town. That's what I should have said. That came out way wrong. He doesn't live with me. He lives in the same town as me, and I see him at conventions a lot. He has a very unique drawing style. It's almost, I don't know how to say it. It's almost like a, I'm trying to think of the right term. It's like a naive style, like the Grandma Moses kind of style, and he draws superheroes. And it's kind of cool. I like his work, and he gave me one of his prints, which I thought was cool. He's a nice guy. We've been talking about him being on the show for a little while. Like he was going to come over and start reading the chat for me so that I don't miss it when I get rated by cool people. Uh, and he would read the chat as it appears, and I would address each comment. So maybe that'll happen soon. We'll see. Try to get Peter over. He says he's retired. He's 75. He's a very creative guy, and he wants to help out and hang out. So maybe we'll have him come by. I'll show you his work if I get a chance. Maybe tomorrow. He may be a Whatnot celebrity soon himself. You never know. Do 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 like metal twisted like a pretzel. Nice. Is Palooks in the house, or are you actually working? Almost there. We're gonna add some white highlights. Oh, gotta do this part right here. I'll have to add a giveaway into my couple of giveaways into my store so that I can prepare better for the next raid that happens. There we go. There's the man, the myth, the mutant king, Magneto. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 all right, white highlights. Here we go. I'll tell you right away. This looks so good, says Palooks. I keep forgetting to check my YouTube, see if anyone's on YouTube. Talk about delay in chat. Nobody on YouTube. That's fine. Hate being rude to potential customers. So that worked out. Okay. I think we got it. Thanks so much, Palooks, for the gig. This was fun. I don't often draw this guy. I love the helmet design. Totally working. I'll probably, when this dries, I'll probably hit that one more time just so it's less gray. Thank you for the awesome piece. Thank you. Appreciate it. Fun. What's next? I had an idea while I was drawing to do a Deadpool. I'll probably stick around for 15 more minutes. We'll work on Deadpool. If anybody has any interest in a commission, feel free to ask questions if you're not sure how it works. And don't forget, Sketch Cover Madness Month, March Madness. Vote for your favorite. So far, it doesn't look like we have any additional votes. So far, number 4 is in the lead, the Joker and his utility belt. Mind if I get a screen grab? No problem. 1 second. Here you go. And like I said, I'll probably hit these 2 areas one more time so that they're more white. All set. Cool. Vote for your favorite. In the meantime, vote for your favorite sketch. Check out the bin. Check out the auction section. Should I do an auction? I don't know. I'm going to do a old school kind of Jack Kirby-ish pose with Deadpool. And I might do Deadpool 1036. I was thinking of blocking off this team up and putting 1036 there. I'm not sure that'll help sell it, but I'm not sure people will care either. So his elbows are tight to his ribs and his arms are out like this towards the camera. He's got to be holding a sword. I'm thinking the sword in this hand and machine gun in this hand. I'm not sure. Because I'm working with the space that I've assigned, there's not really much room for guns because they extend beyond the hand. Maybe I could do that. I think I'm gonna give this guy knives and swords because I can fill up this space better. I suppose I could trace this drawing and then reduce it and then transfer the smaller version, or I could just erase this and start over, but I'm liking where it is, and so I'm just kind of running with what I'm doing. Deadpool, his head's right in your face. You ever think about streaming later in the day, like the afternoon? Often. What time works for you? Anytime after 4 would be great. I'm out of work by then. LOL. you get to watch the whole show then after 4. Good to know. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm playing with the idea of doing an evening show. Um, just to see how it would go. And then if it works out really well, make that a regular thing. We could go there. What day is good? Is any special days work for you? Are weekends good? I'm not sure what's going on here. I'm thinking like a Wednesday or Thursday. Like if we could do Wednesday evening and then Thursday at noon, I could do that. It'd be fun to do the entire time. Wednesday evening all the way through Wednesday night and into Thursday morning. Wouldn't that be something? So I think I'll work on this guy tomorrow. I'll look at it again, make sure that, yeah, that's the stuff right there. Okay. I've seen Jack Kirby pictures of the Hulk, and I'm thinking of the Hulk in particular, where he's kind of got his elbows up against his ribs, and he's like hands are splayed out and stuff. Thursdays, very often I'll end up working till 5 or 6 here on the stream. It might be cool. Where's my 1036? It might be cool to have the beasts hide on this drawing. That would be cool, actually. And then I would do 1036. Something to think about. And then he's got his sword in one hand and a gun in the other hand. That's the thing about the gun is it will run off camera. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it without reducing or redrawing the figure. So I don't feel like redrawing. I like what's going on. He's like screaming. Looks like he's screaming. And so yeah, scream. Who says, well, duty calls. Thanks again for the awesome piece. You kill it as always. Vote for your favorite cover, everyone. Peace. Thank you, Palooks. Appreciate it. We'll spend the next few minutes firing some more sketches at you guys. Let's save that one until we get to the other piece. Hold on, let's see. I do have Venom. Here it is. This was a I don't know, just did this last week. A week ago, today, I did this drawing. And then last Thursday, I did this drawing. And so, I don't know. I've never done a companion piece that I recall on the fly. And so I thought these looked cool together. And I'll show you. Let me pull the camera back so you can see the both of them together. I've already got a person. His name's David. He's a regular customer. He said if I haven't sold this by the Little Giant show, he's going to buy them. So these are essentially bought, but you can take them out of his hands and save $50 by buying it right here on Whatnot. Can you guys see that? Okay. Could be a middle one with Carnage. Oh, I can put Carnage in the center. Then it becomes a triptych of epic proportions. So what I would do, I guess, is I would expand the circle into a oval shape, and then just add add more buildings in the background, and then show Carnage in the middle. Dude, do it. Do it, man. Buy in, man. Here we go. Daytona's going to take these home, and then he's going to commission a third piece. That would be cool. Just kidding. No pressure. Let's see. So we've got connected, right? Connected covers, Venom and Spidey. Start auction, 20 seconds. So single figure is 150, black and white. Backgrounds are 100, but there's not too much of a background here, so I took half off. I'm saying this is like, I'm calling this half a background, so it's 150. So they're essentially 200 a piece. If you were at Northeast Comic Con, I was asking 500 for these. So here's your chance, save some money. 20 seconds, $400 for 2 companion covers. Now, if these were on backing boards, I suppose they would be, you wouldn't have any of this stuff getting in the way. But I personally like the logos here, the way this works. Venom and Amazing Spider-Man on either side. I think that works. I think it's cool. No bites. And we can also offer them one at a time. So we can do Venom by himself. Not necessary to have the Spider-Man piece. He works on his own. And this is 220 seconds. A lot of people on the Whatnot stream, they seem to like Venom. I get a lot of requests for Venom. So here's one. And then Spidey, you can get just the Spider-Man. He's probably my number one request character is Spider-Man. Here we go, 20 seconds. Unconsciously inspired by the spire. I think it was the Empire State Building spire that Spidey was clinging to on the Superman Spider-Man very first crossover cover. You get the jam piece. Surprised and mildly disappointed that this doesn't sell, because I had Joe Rubenstein next to me, Alex Saviak next to him, Keith Champagne was across from them, Rick Parker was at the show. And how cool would it have been to have bought this piece and then had each artist fill in the spot? Of course, that's a significant investment of uh, money and time. Oh, let me edit this. I call this a jam piece starter upper because it's a drawing by me, and I've designed the page beforehand with spaces for other artists to kind of fill with your choice of character, essentially. So let's see. So the jam piece starter upper is 150. Here we go. 200 at a show or a signing, but 50 bucks off here on Whatnot. There's my signature in the webbing. Here's Daredevil. Ah, we gotta list this because there he is. And here's the actual physical piece right here. So Daredevil is currently in third place in today's poll on Whatnot. But here's your chance to get the bronze medal winner. Excuse me. Get the bronze medal winner of Sketch Cover Madness Round 3 for 150 bucks, $50 off cover. Here we go. 20 seconds. So yeah, take that off, man. It's 150 bucks. Headshot like our boy Magneto, but this has a simple background. Backgrounds are 100 bucks. This is fairly simple background, so I'm only charging 50. This was considered part. This eventually became a background for an extra 100, but I was adding larger characters little by little, and then eventually the characters started to become really small that I just treated the rest of the characters like a background. Did I do this one already? Yes. I don't seem to have this in my auctions. I have to put it in the auctions, but you can find MJ in the bin. MJ is $50 off. She's item number 216 in the bin. 216 in the bin is MJ as Venom. Let's see, do we have anything else? Ooze. I think this one's called Ooze. Venom Spidey Ooze first head sketch is 100 bucks. Second one is 50, and then we've got a background here, so half a background. So this one's 200. There's an oozing signature. This one is also in the sketchbook. We also have the super rare white cover sketchbook number 12 of 25, full of sketches. And there's the Spidey Venom. So if you don't want to spring for the original art, you can get a full book of drawings in which this is included for 50 bucks. Let's do that. Super rare, number 12 of only 25 printed. I will do a doodle remark for you too. Character of your choice if you were to buy this cover right now, or if you buy the sketchbook right now, rather. Here are the awesome people that contributed to the Zoop campaign and supported the project. Thank you. You're the best. The best, I'll tell you. Here's a couple of remarks. Batman remark. Joke. Let's do Joker. Do a search for Joker. Here we go. This is remarks are 60 bucks here on the stream. This is a small half a remark, so I'm only charging 30 for this. I didn't have anything to do with this particular book. It was just me messing around on one of the past streams, and I did what I think is a very cool Joker face on Batman. Here we go. 30 bucks. I'm happy to sign it for you. It's like made to be signed right down. We've got another remark of MJ. There's MJ on Planet of the Symbiotes, Chapter 2, Spider-Man Super Special. That's my cover. And I drew the interior story. I penciled the interior story. This was fun with David Michelinie, who co-created Venom, with Mr. McFarlane. Here we go. I didn't even charge you for the comic book. The comic itself was over $10, so I'm just charging for the remark today. I'm a nice guy. I think you could probably find a lot of this stuff, actually most of this, if not all, in the bin as well. So if you're ever kind of thumbing through whatnot, I have a store that's live even when I'm not live, so you can check that out. Could be definitely the first head sketch I've done of a Ninja Turtle. So here we go. Take this off my hands. $50 off. Any Ninja Turtle fans in the house? We'll do the Venom Jam. Jammer with Venom. Yeah, I didn't sell any. Geez, I don't think I sold any original art at Northeast Comic Con. It's more of a family oriented show. Very pop culture, um, impulse buyer kind of show, which is cool. You gotta be prepared for everything, right? So I sold a lot of prints. And quite a few comics and graphic novels, but no original art this time around. Here we go. Jam Piece, Spider-Man. Oh, that's not Spider-Man. It's Venom. So yeah, get your favorite artists. Take this to a convention and get some of your favorite artists to do their versions of Venom or Spider-Man, Venom's enemies, Spider-Man, Miles, Scarlet Spider, that kind of thing. This Venom Carnage would be cool in here, or one of the other symbiotes. That's a cool idea. Sweet. We've got another winner. Here's a Venom headshot slash bust shot with some background in there. I like the cool kind of horror dot pattern in there. This kind of splattered screen texture. Kind of cool. Here we go, 20 seconds. Original piece of art, one of a kind. This was done after the cutoff date, so this piece will not appear until next year's Sketch Madness. If there is a next year's Sketch Madness, I hope to be here, but you never know. Here we go, X-Men 2099 Remark. Comes with a Spider-Man Remark. This is X-Men Blue, I believe it's called, X-Men Blue. And so they go to 2099. So again, this was done on my Remark festival. I was just doing a bunch of remarks on random comics. This looks like an Artist Adams cover, actually. I think this is an Art Adams cover. How cool is that? I might have painted over his signature. So I'm thinking 2099 theme. Why not do Spidey 2099 Remark? Uh, Here we go. The paint pens seem to work fairly well on this paper. The other paper had a gloss or a coating on it that seemed to cause the paint to flake off. I think that's it. Okay, cool. Um, Thanks again to Paloots for the gig. I so appreciate it. It's very cool. We're going to do this again tomorrow at noon. We'll have another contest, another round, which should be fun. And let's do a final tally. What do you say? It looks like our winner today, what not winner, I got to stipulate, what not winner is the Joker with 6 votes, 38%. Nice. Uh, Fast behind in second place. Whoops, don't put second place because it's not the final tally. Is 37%. With 5 votes is Spidey with all the villains. And we've got, it's going in reverse order. So in third place is number 2, 25% of the vote. That's 4. And then at least you got 1 vote, buddy. 6% of the vote, which is 1 vote, goes to Venom. Okay, now we're going to do the tally for Instagram and Facebook. So he got +4 equals 5 votes for Venom. Daredevil got +3. So he's got 7 votes. Still in last place, still in third place. Number 3 got 19 votes. I've never seen so many votes. So he got 24. And Joker Healthy got 7 healthy votes on Facebook. So 13. So our first place winner is Spidey with Rogues, first place. Miss Mayhem, you did very, very well with your piece. Well done. That might have been my favorite as well, I have to be honest, but I like all of my drawings equally fine. The winner of round 3 is Amazing Spider-Man with the villains. That goes to the semifinals along with, I don't think I have the other ones. I don't have them prepared. But, well, this guy goes to the color round. That's all I have nearby. Well, I'll try to be more organized next time. Okay, so cool. Thank you for everything today. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for voting. Very cool to vote. It's free and there are no wrong answers. And I will see you guys tomorrow at noon, Thursday, noon Eastern time. Thanks for coming by.